Hello, thank you for joining with me. We are with Ken Wapnick, PhD, in his journey through the text of A Course in Miracles. And today we are on Chapter 5, Healing and Wholeness. We are picking up in the ego's fear of the atonement principle. Chapter 5.2.3.3. This call is so strong that the ego always dissolves at its sound. This is a restatement of the ego's problem. It knows that if the Son chooses to hear the Holy Spirit's voice, it will disappear into its own nothingness. As we have seen, since the ego has promised us individual existence, we share in its fear of the Holy Spirit. That is why we are afraid of hearing His voice. We are, however, not afraid of hearing the ego's Holy Spirit, the one who rallies to our side to defeat the pagans, infidels, the evildoers, who fixes things for us in the world, and who knows our individual existence to be real. We do not really fear him or the world's Jesus, but we stand in terror before God's true voice and messenger because they represent a choice that undoes the very foundation of the ego's existence. Thus, we continually strive to deny the Holy Spirit and His atonement, ensuring our protection by establishing the mindlessness in which there is no possibility of our remembering the decision-making mind that would inevitably choose to correct its erstwhile decision for the ego. 5.2.3.4-5. That is why you must choose to hear one of two voices within you. One you made yourself, and that one is not of God. We do not like to hear this, which is why the Bible has been the Western world's most popular book. It teaches that God did create us as individual bodies. To the contrary, this course says, one voice you made yourself, and that one is not of God. Because the ego's voice is the source of our individual existence, we love its God who notices us. Even when He destroys us, there is an us He has destroyed. Section 2.3.6. But the other is given you by God, who asks you only to listen to it. We will return presently to this idea of listening to the Holy Spirit, the voice God gave the sleeping person, the sleeping son, to awaken him from his dream of separation, that he may return to the home he never truly left. 2.4.3. His is the glory before which dissociation falls away and the kingdom of heaven breaks through into its own. Dissociation is the psychological dynamic of asking two mutually exclusive thoughts or thought systems. By taking, not asking, two mutually exclusive thoughts or thought systems, splitting them off from each other so they can coexist. As seen on the chart, we split the ego off from the Holy Spirit and bury the right mind beneath the wrong mind, no longer aware of its healing presence. However, we are aware of the wrong mind that once projected out makes the world. It is this dissociation of the Holy Spirit's atonement principle that allows the ego to thrive. That is why, again, we are so afraid of knowing the Holy Spirit's glory, because the dissociation would instantly end with that recognition. When we bring the darkness of the ego's thought system to the light of the atonement, the darkness perforce disappears. This also means that our identity, rooted in darkness, would disappear as well. 2, 5, 3 through 4. By choosing the one, you give up the other. The choice for the Holy Spirit is the choice for God. This is the problem. If we choose the Holy Spirit, we are choosing against the ego, which means we are choosing against our individual existence. No wonder we fear His love. Since the ego and Holy Spirit are mutually exclusive thought systems, irreconcilable and ununderstandable to one another, choosing one means that the other ceases to exist in our awareness. 3, 6, 1 through 4. I have repeatedly emphasized that one level of the mind is not understandable to another. So it is with the ego and the Holy Spirit, with time and eternity. Eternity is an idea of God, so the Holy Spirit understands it perfectly. Time is a belief of the ego, so the lower mind, which is the ego's domain, accepts it without question. This is another way of articulating the important fact that God does not and cannot know about the ego. Since time is outside the truth of eternity, the eternal cannot know it without compromising its perfect nature. The ego, on the other hand, knows only the world of time, for that protects its wrong-minded thought system of sin, guilt, and fear. We're going to go ahead and stop there today. We will pick up below this tomorrow. I thank you so much for joining with me. Have a beautiful day, and I will see you then.